Hi everyone, Emma here. Take a look at the lighting in case you haven't noticed. So we are in the middle of a power failure. Oh, it's really not focusing. I thought it was gonna focus a little better. Let me see if I can adjust this light. Oh, that's better. Okay, let me see if I can switch this back over here. Not sure why that turned off. There. That's not doing what I want to do. Let me see if I can get this. And then add some light. There, I think we can do that. So I'm almost afraid to move the camera to show you how I'm lighting this, but let's take a look and see if I can show you. So we have candles, we have a mermaid light, candles over here, and candles over there, and then over here I have my cell phone. So let's see what we can manage. This is a bit of a joke, but I had planned today to do a bunch of videos, and I managed to get one complete video, and then we had a power failure. So it's snowing like crazy out. So what I'm working on is a Wimbledon bracelet. So I did this, let's see here. I did this bracelet before I had my hand surgery, and this was part of a giveaway, and the person never claimed it. And I'm trying to show you. So the difference is normally you would do these these right angle weave squares. So you use two beads. Let me bring it up a bit. So you use these two beads and you create a square with them, and so you go all the way down, completing the squares all the way through, and you combine. So if you start with one square, you need 8 beads. Then when you go to do the next square, you use the common 2 beads, so you only need 6. You do that all the way through. Then when you go to do your second row, and I have videos on how to do this as well. I'm sure most people know how to do this as well. So then when you go to do your second row, your first bead is you're gonna use one common side, so you're only gonna need 6 beads. But then every one after that, all you need is 4 beads, because now you're using this side here and this side here. So you only need those 2 sides. So anyway, I went ahead and I did the length that I need. And I am going to add some Swarovski crystals. These guys here, this is violet opal, 4mm. And then once you add your crystals or whatever 4mm beads you're going to add, then you turn it over and you do a right angle weave on the back side. But when you do it, you actually have to add, instead of using the 2 combined from each side, you actually add 2 beads as well, and it creates this really interesting look on the back. And what that does is so you can see here the 2 sets of beads, and it gives you this kind of, you can't see it as much on this one. I think with the crystals you might see it a little more, but it creates a rounded look to your bracelet, and I just love these. So of course I did this before my hand surgery, and then I moved on to the other projects that I had and forgot all about it. This is probably one of my most favorite. I love doing these type of beads and adding, you know, it's limitless what you can add to these and make a really cool bracelet. So I thought we'd try and do this with the crystals and see, and of course we have no light. So we'll see. Now on this as well, the design that I saw, they added 15-0 seed beads when they were adding their crystals. So I'm trying to find the side. I don't know why this thread is here. I wish I knew why. I think maybe I added a piece. I may have to like weave this in and then cut it, because I'm afraid that if I cut it now it might be an integral part, so we'll just leave that anyway for now. So let's grab our, I'll see if I can do this without too much shadows. Let's get some of these loop guys out. These are gorgeous. Oh. And so I have some, so I have these 15-0s, but I also have these that are like a topaz. I'm wondering, I think I should stick with that. These match the color of the beads. I have no idea if this is going to work. If it's not going to work, I won't post it. So I will truly be talking to myself, which is what I do all the time anyway. Okay, so let's get this. Okay, so there's, oh, I'm not even showing you. Let's move these up. So you can see the bracelet. I'll try and leave it on the, so my needle is at the corner, which is fine, depending on how you want to add your crystals. So I'm going to add my crystals this way. And then I'll decide which way I'm going to add the others. And the reason I say that is normally I always add my crystals in the same direction. So if I add my crystal from corner to corner this way, the next row I will do the same corner to corner. But in one of the videos I saw they had one of these Wimbledon style bracelets, and they had them going the opposite way. So when it kind of rolls a bit, the way this Wimbledon bracelet does, it gives it a different look. So when we get to the other side, we'll decide. So we need a 15-0, a crystal. Just I can't see the holes. I don't know if you can hear the wind. And another 15-0. So that's what we have. So we are going to, I'll just get that down there. Then, you know what, we may have to put our other, so here's the problem is I want to do this all in one go. So if I put that corner one there, my thread has to come up through here, and then I'll have to turn my thread around. Let me think. If I come down, yeah, that's not going to work. Let's readjust the thread. I wonder if I flipped it. Do this side. No, it still does the same thing. I need the thread has to be down here. Let's take these off. Okay. My wife must be annoyed. I managed to make my supper just before the power failure. She's like, I guess I'm going to be eating cold chicken. I was thinking to myself, yes, it's called a sandwich. I didn't say that to her though. Otherwise I'd have a black eye. Okay, so I want to go on this side, but I'm concerned that my thread needs to be through those two beads, so I might have to loop around. Yeah, so let's go ahead and loop around. Let's get loopy. See if I can do it this way so you can still see what I'm doing here. Okay. And I'll try and do this quick so I'm not blocking. Well, this is really hard to do in the dark. There. Okay. So, yeah, let's try it this way. I think I might be overthinking this. So let's pick up these guys again. That's what you have. Bring this down. Okay, so we're going to cross to these two. Like that. Oh my gosh, this is going to be beautiful. Wowzer. I wonder if I moved my light closer. Okay. So now we're ready for the next one. So we need a 50-0, a crystal, a 50-0. So let's go in here and bring this down, see what happens. Okay. 15, crystal. Yeah, it's really hard to see the holes. And a 15. Oh, my thread's tangled in my hoodie. Okay, so go down these middle beads here. There. I am going to turn the camera down so you can get a proper view there of the top. Let me adjust this light a bit. There, that's better. Okay, 15. Okay, I'm done with the no power. Who do I call? Oh, I have a cat hoodie on. And it's one of these hoodies that you buy to get your cat to sit in the pocket. And the stupid thing keeps hooking on my thread. And the only reason why I put it on was, one, it's cold because we have no power. And two is it's black. So if I spill anything on it, I'm not going to worry about it. I have so many nice sweaters and stuff like that that have stains from me spilling food on it. My wife laughs at me because I'm always spilling stuff. So one of the designs that I saw was like this, but they also put in between in here, they put another crystal. So I think I may try that with this, because I feel like there's way too much space in between the crystals and the seed beads. And I guess this is the first time I've ever put real Swarovskis on a bracelet like this right angle weave style. So I normally keep this loose because it's usually a pearl, and the pearl's a little bigger, so there's lots of room. But still looks really nice. That is pretty. I'll have to do a reveal video. I'm sure the power will come on before my battery runs out. I have it plugged in just in case. I can imagine I'm gonna get a bunch of people saying, "Don't you know how to do videos? They're so dark and you can see the shadows. How are we supposed to see anything?" And you know what? It sounds like I'm mocking somebody. I am. People have said that shit to me. I just got one recently, like a day ago. Let me think. Oh, we're not stupid. Move along. It's what they said. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was hilarious. It was an unboxing video. I was like, are you serious? Do I look like a hand model for some company? Like, oh, I could not believe. So, if you feel the urge to make comments like that, feel free. You will be blocked. I'm just gonna put it out there. I take a screenshot of your comment and the video, and I take a screenshot of your channel, and then I block you and delete any comments you've ever made. So here's the thing with that, and I don't mean to be mean, and everybody who knows me knows how nice I am, but it's more for my own mental health, because this is kind of doing this kind of thing kind of puts you out there for people to make rude comments. And that's not why I do this. I do this to have fun and to share my knowledge, and I do a lot of giveaways, and I really enjoy connecting with people and learning about other people's lives and what they're up to and stuff like that. It's like having friends. So friends don't say stuff like that. So when I do, in the past, when I got comments like that, I would be really upset. I wouldn't want to make any videos. Like, I think, oh my gosh, if I do a video, they're just going to make rude comments. And I quickly got over that. So now I just, like I said, I do screenshots. I do the screenshots to remind me that there's people out there that do that. I have it in a file. I don't look at them or anything. But in case I need it for something, like if for whatever reason somebody reports something saying I did something or whatever, I can at least show evidence that this person was blocked for a reason. So that's why I do it. But the funny part about the blocking is all it does is it blocks the person from commenting. So when they still can watch my videos, which is I'm fine with, because I have ads at the beginning of my video, which I get paid for. So I think it's hilarious that you're going to do that. You're going to get blocked, but you can still watch my videos and pay me money basically for my videos. But so when they go to comment on a video that anybody else can comment on, it will have a little message at the bottom saying the features, the comment features for this video have been turned off. And I think it says if you need information, click here, or whatever. So that's what it looks like for somebody who's been blocked. I think in the, what are we now, a year and a half to 2 years since COVID, that's when I started this channel. I want to say 10 people maybe. So that's pretty good considering. And you know, I there was a few people that I let go for a while, and I just noticed that, like, I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, maybe they're having a bad day, and maybe they didn't mean anything by it, or maybe they didn't realize it was rude what they were saying, that kind of thing. So I'd let it go. But then I would see a pattern where some people were just negative all the time and telling me what to do as well. So, like, okay, time to say bye-bye. Sadly, but because here's the thing, they probably have no clue that they're doing that. And the part that I find sad about that is they're probably like that in their life every day. And you know what? I've worked with people like that. And you know, in the old days, that's all of us. When we were growing up, people would say, oh, that's just so and so, that's the way they are. That shit doesn't fly anymore. So, in the old days before the internet, maybe you could get away with that. But nowadays, online bullying is a real thing. And, you know, you could truly harm people by making, you know, constantly making rude comments and whatever. So, one lady said she had been watching my videos for a long time. And then one video, which I find funny because I always talk about my wife in my videos. So, but she must have missed that because she said, she did like a paragraph of writing. And I think she truly thought she was being nice by letting me know that it was not okay to have a wife, that God intended marriage to be between a man and a woman. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, really? And you're telling me this? Like, I've never heard it before. So, oh, poor thing. It's, again, I feel sad. I think, how small is your world if you can't see that there's all kinds of people that have gifts that are wonderful, that are incredible parts of society, that do things for others. And so that reminds me of a story when we just got gay marriage here in Canada. The Rosie O'Donnell cruise was coming because we're on the ocean, so a lot of the cruise ships stop here. So the Rosie O'Donnell family cruise was coming. So what they did, the organization that my wife was a board member of, had organized weddings for people on the ship. So anybody who wanted to get married, who was going to be on that ship, could get married. So our minister of our the gay and lesbian church was doing the performing the marriages, and I was doing the photography for the families. And yeah, so the ship docked and the people got off. I think there was 13 couples. And so they had to let us know ahead of time so we could file their marriage license with City Hall and like the whole bit. And it was official. And let me tell you, oh my goodness, there was not a dry eye in the room. And it was interesting too because we did it at Pier 21, which is our Ellis Island. So, you know, so many immigrants came through Pier 21 before they got on trains and went to other parts of Canada. So basically, Pier 21 was kind of the gateway to their freedom and to being a Canadian citizen. So anyway, so it was very special for that reason too. But one of the things that was so special was because this was a family cruise, a lot of the couples had children. And I get teary-eyed thinking about it. Those two kids, a boy and a girl, that were, I think, maybe 10 and 12. The boy was 12. And it was two dads. And instead of the dads saying their marriage vows, the 12-year-old son said the marriage vows. Oh, I get emotional. To their dads for saving their lives. They had been abandoned and lived with addictions and stuff, their birth families. So they had been living with the Children's Aid Society, and the dads adopted them and adopted both siblings. It was incredible how, like the 12-year-old boy said, you dads saved my life. I know that I'm going to have an amazing life with you guys. So yeah, that was just one story. Every story was like that. So how can you be a person with feeling and not know that, you know, you can have two people be married and still make a difference in the world? So this is really sparkly. I'm trying to change the subject. I get tears in my eyes. I can't see what I'm doing. It's been a long time since, and of course I was doing my glasses. I don't know if you can see the tears. It's a long time since, trying to think how many years. Well, probably 20 years since that happened. It was pretty amazing. Just incredible. I actually still have the photographs from that, because what I did was, so this was before, you know, digital cameras and printers and stuff like that were pretty, everybody had them, right? So what I did was I had a really good camera and I used film, and my sister was here visiting from Ontario. So as soon as one of the sets of photographs were done, I would send her, she'd take the film and she would go to the Shoppers Drug Mart, which is like a drugstore, and they had 1 hour film development. So they would develop it. They put it on disc as well as photographs. So I got them to do 2 discs so that I'd have a copy for myself. So yeah, so it's pretty amazing. I'm trying to think of some of the other stories. Oh, the children got to sign the marriage certificate as well. That was the other thing that was really cool. So I think there was a 3-year-old that had practiced how to sign her name so she could sign the marriage certificate. I thought that was just... And like I said, every single wedding, everybody was crying. And of course, they didn't have like their extended families and stuff like that there, but we had everybody from the church there. I think the mayor was there. There was some other people as well. It was pretty special. This is coming along. So it's so funny to think about stuff like that. Like, you know, this started with me talking about that person. So that person that commented said about she basically said she had to stop watching my videos because she didn't realize who I was and that I was married to a woman. So, yeah. But you know what? Even here in Canada, we still get discrimination. Not as much. And I think the big thing too here is in the past, when I was growing up, somebody might have said something to your face. But nowadays, if they are homophobic, they definitely won't say anything to you. Or at least that's not been my experience. So, one time we were going through the mall, my wife and I, and we were holding hands, and there was a lady with her teenage daughter, and the stink eye that we got from the mother was incredible. And I always look for that stuff. My wife just ignores it, right? But I always look to see how people are reacting to us. Just as, you know, I'm curious to see what people think, right? So anyway, she gave us the serious stink eye. Well, the daughter grabbed her arm and shrugged it like Mom, don't do that. And the thing that's interesting about that situation is twofold. In the past, that lady would have come to our faces and told us that it was inappropriate what we were doing. Like, we're holding hands, we're not necking, we're not having sex, we're just holding hands. And the other thing was that the daughter was embarrassed of her mother's reaction. So you see like the difference in the generation as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so this one here, see where I'm at here. So these, go through these two. I might have to go around to get to the other side. And my thread's getting low. I may end up using that extra thread. There. Let's tighten that. Okay. So yeah, let's go around here. Sorry about how dark it is. Let's see if I can do it this way. So it's funny, my wife used to lecture at the university. She did it for over 20 years. And that was one of the stories she told. And she would say, you know, that speaking to the students, your generation the generation that's going to make a difference. And it was mostly medical students, so it was really important that they get it, kind of thing. So remember how I was saying I'm adding them this way, so maybe now I should add them this way, which means if I go up here, let me think about this here. I want to make sure. Let's put one on and see where my thread is going to end up. Okay, so yeah, this will work. Because then there's two, and then these two here. Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing either, so we're in the same boat. There, like this. That should do it. And that should give us that crisscross effect. Yeah. So I think in the one that I saw, because you're going to see there's going to be a space here, then they put some down in the space. It looked amazing. So let's try that. So what would be the best way to do this so you can see this properly? So this way, I think. Oh, my wife must be getting pretty antsy now. She was reading a book. I can hear her moving around down there. She might be happy. You know what she's going to say to me? Only you could do a video during a power failure. Okay. So through there. And down these two. So when I was nursing, my last job before I retired, I was not out. And actually there was a nurse that I worked with who was not out either, which was kind of ridiculous because her partner used to come by all the time and they were talking about having a baby, so they had a donor, and they used to take care of their niece. What did I do wrong here? I went the wrong way. Let's go through these guys. I know what I did. I should have gone the other way. Down through these two. Yeah, so they used to take care of their niece who was like, well, she was tiny enough, she was in a stroller, so she used to come by with the baby in the stroller and meet at work and stuff. So I don't know who they were. Like, it was clear to us, but they weren't clearly out, and that was because it still was a big deal that you couldn't come out at work. And I think, I don't know, but this is my guess when it comes to nursing, is because people think if you're gay that you're sexually deviant. So of course, being a nurse, you're dealing with people who are naked most of the time. So if one, you're sexually deviant, and two, you have access to naked bodies, it's not a good thing. I'm guessing that's what people thought. So, like, whatever. This is going to be pretty. It's too bad you guys can't see how amazing this is. I'll show it to you in another video. Let's go through here. Yeah, I'll probably have to do this in another video because I don't know, my battery's probably gonna die before I show you the backside, and that's the important part. Oh, I'm flinging beads everywhere. I was just thinking about homophobia and racism. When I worked in North Carolina, I had a friend over for dinner, and after dinner, I was walking her out to her car, and I rented a condo at a condo complex. And my neighbor, who was the pharmacist at the hospital, his daughter was saying goodbye to her boyfriend. And my girlfriend started freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, that's terrible." And she's like freaking out, freaking out. I'm like, I'm looking, what? They're kissing, so what? So the young girl was African American and the young man was white, and that's what she was upset about. Not the fact that they're kissing in public. And I mean, it was like tame. They were, peck on the cheek, see you later, honey, that kind of thing. So that was really difficult. I had no idea. I just kind of brushed it off, and then I didn't talk to her after that. And she was the receptionist. I worked for mental health, so you had to walk by her desk every day when you came into work. And they were responsible for letting you know if your client was there, for giving you the charts. Like, you couldn't not deal with the person. But I managed. I was like, clearly she has told me how she feels about this, and I can't deal with that. So this is, I don't want to lose my job if I say something to her, but it was not a good feeling at all. It shocked me. Yeah, I never did tell because I never did tell my neighbor. I was pretty on a professional first name basis with the pharmacist. We used to always go and pick up, because the mental health clinic was down the hill, like it was part of the same kind of buildings and stuff. So it was just down the hill from the main hospital. So we used to walk up to the hospital to get medications filled for our clients and stuff like that. And because he knew me from being neighbors, we used to talk all the time. Yeah, that was crazy. So this is where that extra thread that I didn't know what to do with, it's actually pretty long. So I think I might tie this one off. And start using this one. So let's tie this one off. Let's do this. And I'm going to go back up through here, maybe through these two, over. My wife's up here. She's going to be walking in soon. I can't tell where I'm at here. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's cut this one off. Let's switch Make sure we got the right one. Yeah, that was really sad in a sense too, with when you think you have a lot in common with somebody as a friend, and then, but she was kind of backwards in a lot of ways too. So she was married, and if she was, doing something with me, she had to get permission from her husband. She was my age. So I'm like, what do you mean you have to talk to your husband? Like, I say things like I have to talk to my wife and see what she's doing, you know, just so that we plan our time appropriately, right? So we're not, you know, this is in the wrong spot, the thread. Let me switch this out here. So yeah, it was, no, I have to ask permission. And the reason I knew that is, I'm trying to think. There was something. I think I said to her one time, we should go on a trip and do something. So that thread looked like it was holding those beads there, but we'll see. Yeah, like I think I said, oh, we should do a trip somewhere together, just the two of us girls. And so she told me, and the funny thing was, she didn't seem like somebody who wasn't independent. So I just never understood. She said, oh yeah, I asked my husband, and he wanted to know why I would go anywhere with another woman. At the time, I was married to a man, so it was like there was no question about my intention. It was like girls' night, girls' trip. Yep. Sad. Again, I find that sad that if I wanted to, I could say to Jen, you know what, I think I need to go and do a beading trip and meet some of the women that I talk to online and stuff, and just, do this and that. She'd be like, yeah, that's a great idea. Wouldn't be like, oh, what do you want to see them for? They're women. Yeah. Yes, and they like beading. That's the point. Shopping spree coming up. Who's coming? I got my bank account right where I want it. Time to go spend. I cannot wait till this frickin' pandemic settles down so I can travel to the US and start doing some heavy duty shopping. So it sounds like the neighbor's got his lawnmower out. A lawnmower. Snowblower. So before the snow started today, the grass was green. So you could have easily mowed your lawn and blow your snow all in one day. I still can't believe the power's out. What the heck? The power went out last week, and it was only out, it was because of the wind. It was only out for an hour, but this video is 50 minutes long at this point, so clearly it's longer than an hour. Because I had time to finish my supper. Jen didn't. She goes, you made yours just in time. Of course, I had salad, so it wasn't like there was anything to heat up. I usually put chicken in my salad, but I wanted to eat my chicken by itself. That part I didn't get to, so because the power went out before I had a chance to heat it up. So it's coming along. I'm noticing on this side, normally I don't pay too much attention to the tension on these, but I'm noticing these are kind of a bit crooked. Maybe if I just, wow, this looks amazing just like this. I should just leave it. Like, I wanted to put those extra in. I'm gonna have to, excuse me, look at that video and see what that person did. I'm running out of thread again. So I hear the snowblower on the side of the house. I'm so bad. I'm like, why do you have to blow the side of your house? You have a front door, don't you? Just walk out the front door. Especially because the snow here, like tomorrow, it'll rain, it'll all be gone. So, you know, I have to thank you guys, and I know this is kind of a crappy way to do a video. Let me see if I can adjust the lighting on this. If it's not all washed out. I'm feeling a lot better just talking to you guys, and I know it sounds weird because you're not really here while I'm talking, but I feel like I'm talking to you guys, and I love the comments. And I have to say, I want to apologize. I didn't get back to a lot of the really amazing comments that people put, and the reason being is at the time I was still feeling really upset and depressed. So I think I'm going to tie this off. Every time I'd go to read them, I'd start crying. So I didn't get back to it. So some of them I did get to recently. And tonight, when we have the power again, I will finish responding to them. I really, 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 really appreciate it. It is helping me so much. Okay, let's go through here. And let's go down these two. Through here. Oh, my camera's doing a funky thing here. Okay. Let me just make sure that's good. Take that out. And cut it. Yeah, let me see what I have left on this side. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough, so we'll save that one. Let's get my thread here. I won't take a super long piece because I don't think I'm going to need it. And look at that. Yeah, so about a week I should be seeing, well, a week from this Tuesday coming, I see the surgeon, and I have no clue. I mean, I have kind of an idea of what's going to happen. I suspect he's going to get a history from me to determine my risk factors, because of course I have family that's had early cancer, a sister that had a bilateral mastectomy at 35 or something like that. Okay, let's put a knot in here. And so history, and then talk about what I'm there for, and then do a physical. Okay, so let's clip this little piece. And then I suspect the next step will be other tests. So I would think he is going to want to do a excision of the areas of concern, and one of the areas is a mass inside the duct. So I suspect he's going to need to know where that is, and that was supposed to be biopsied, and it didn't get biopsied. And at first, when she didn't biopsy, there was so much going on, I didn't really ask her what the deal was. But I since did some research, and it looks like when you have a mass inside the duct, they're usually benign. So she probably looked at it and went, you know, I'll do the area that looks more suspicious. And that was the areas of calcification away from the duct. And on some level, she was correct. But then in my research, it also says that if you have a mass in the duct, that it can be suspicious for cancer. I mean, the malignancy is pretty low, something like 2%. But if you have what I have, the what do they call it? Oh, atypical ductal hyperplasia. If you have that along with the mass, there's a concern, and that everything should come out. So the duct with the mass in it, those areas of hyperplasia. So there's a few areas, and they're in different spots. So I would imagine there's a fair amount of excision that has to be done. So we'll see. Hopefully that's all it is, and it's just a matter of keeping an eye on everything else. I still have issues with the other breasts that I need to talk to him about. I'm a bit nervous about talking to him about that part, because every time I've tried to get somebody to look at the other side, I get that, you know, there, dear, it's nothing. And it's like, I was talking to my sister about it, and she mentioned she had a friend that had the same symptoms and the fibrocystic breast, and they kept telling her the same thing. And then she finally got fed up. She said, you need to look at this. They looked at it, and it was cancer behind the cyst that was attached to the pec muscle. And that's exactly what the description of what I'm having problems with on the opposite breast. And on some level, I don't want to confuse him. This is terrible. Like he can't deal with two things at once. But I'm like, I realize they need to deal with one thing for sure, and I don't want to kind of muddy the waters, but I also don't want it to go untreated. So we'll see what happens. This one doesn't want to sit right. There we go. So we're almost done. We still don't have any power. I thought we'd have power by now. So I may be able to show you the other part, or at least start the other part. And it looks like I added enough thread to actually at least get some of it done, so that's good. And I'm amazed at how many crystals I still have. So I would buy these bags. So these, I think, came in sets of, let me see, I have it written down, 4mm. It was $28 for 400. So they came in sets of 10, and I got 40, so 400, yeah. So this whole bag had 400 in it. When you look at the tiny little bag, you're like, oh, I'm never going to have enough. My thought today was, oh, I don't want to use them up. I want to save them for a special occasion. Guess what? It's a special occasion. You see how these are all kind of lined up sideways? That's because I had too much tension probably. Let me pull these out there. That's better. There. So we've gone into a partial lockdown because our numbers went up. The university students have a ceremony called the ring ceremony where they get their ring. It's a special ring that this university gives out. Has an X on it because this university is called Xavier University, Saint Xavier. But so it's a big deal. So they had the ceremony, and we were still under restrictions where you had to wear masks and stuff like that. So what they did was they had the ring ceremony, but they also had the after party. And at the after party, because it was in a bar that served food and alcohol, if you're at a restaurant and you have to keep your mask on until your food or drinks come, and then you could take your mask off. So needless to say, they all had drinks in their hands at all times, so they didn't have to wear a mask. And this university isn't close to here. It's in a small town outside of where I live. And it's a popular university, so what happens is you get students from all over the province go to this university. So then they went home after and spread the virus throughout the province. So yeah, our numbers have been going skyrocket. Okay, so now we're going to flip it. Okay, make sure I've got the right strand here. Let's move that one over there. I'm trying to see where my two, okay, so I'm in here. Let me move over to the side like this. That. Okay, so I need the, just move these guys over. I need the bigger size. I don't know if it's them. Let me. It's hard to tell what color they are in this. Like the room's totally dark now. Okay. So now what we need to do, so we're coming out of here, we're going to add two like this. Let me turn this way here. And then we're going to go back through here like this. So we add two there. Then we're going to add, I don't know if this is how it's done. I should have looked at the video. Let me see. Yeah, I think I need to go over and add two, and then let me see if that's correct. And I apologize. It's been you know what? I should be able to look at the other one and see. so looks weird. There's two there, two there, two there, two there. So it's just a matter of how you add your two on each. Let me see if the other side shows the starting point. Let me try it. So I'm gonna pick up two, which will bridge from these two, but it's on the bottom. It's gotta be on the top. Let me go through here, see if this does anything. Okay. Then, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to add the twos every time and then come back around. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this so I don't have to. So let's go through these four like that. Then add two and go through these two. Those two. This might work actually. There. So now you have two on that side, two on this side, and then because we're still coming out at the bottom. That's the part that I was because we really need to be coming out of the top. Let's go through these again. That'll bring us to the top. Okay, let me set this down so that you can see what I'm doing somewhat. Okay, pick up two. And then grab these two. Okay. And then pick up two. That one looks funky. Pick up two. And then go through these two. Through those. And that should create a cube. There, like that. There, you can see that. And depending on your tension, you can see it kind of rounds it out a bit. That. So it's just a matter of knowing where to bring your thread. I think I am going to go through these two again. Because actually now, let's look at this one. This should be a combined two. Yes. So they're combined. Okay. So I should be able to go through. Then let's pick up two. Let's try it this way. Pick up two and then go back through here. Looks funny. Let's go through these. I don't think I'm doing this right. So I might end this here, and then when we have the power, I will finish it with the proper way to do this. My wife's probably getting pretty frustrated. So let's go through here and go through those two. So yeah, this seems like I'm going through a lot that I think I don't need to. And add two. Another busted up one. It may not be busted, it might be just the lighting. So yeah, this seems like, again, I'm going through this another time that I really don't need to be. Let's try and see. Go through there. Go through these two. And we'll call it a day for now. Well, it looks a bit funky, but you see how it really makes the crystals pop because it rounds them a bit. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's a bit crazy, the power failure. But hey, now you can say you watched a video done during a power failure. I need somebody on a bike, one of those generator bikes. Honey! I don't think so. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.